and emerging jurisdictions. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone, everyone to give a round of applause to the panelists. And I invite Dr. Simeon Koffi, Executive Director of the ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority, to come and make an announcement.
All right. Thank you, Nigel. Thank you to everybody. I'm Simeon Koffi, the Executive Director of the ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority. It's a real pleasure to be here, and also I want to commend the tremendous work done by the ICN, and also appreciate the Philippine Competition Commission and its chairperson for the warm reception, and also for the very good organization of this ICN 2026. The ECOWAS Regional Competition Authority is here to just deliver a small message, and just say that you are a young competition authority, and you learn a lot from the ASEAN conference, and also the working group sessions. And you started our activities since 2029, and since then you were able to work to strengthen our regulatory framework and also institutional arrangement. And the message that I want to deliver is to inform you that you are going to organize our inaugural conference this year, 16 to 17 September. And I would like to invite all of you. I want to invite all of you to come to West Africa, to Banjul, Gambia, the country hosting our agency, and also partner with you to share with you insight on ECOWAS competition framework, and also to raise awareness around competition issues, and also address our market participants and policymakers that are going to attend this conference, and it's important to share your experiences with them, and also be able to provide them with key information on competition law enforcement. I think our region have many countries that are yet to have a strong competition regime, so it's important for you to come and assist and deliver some a message to them. So this is actually the message that I wanted to share with you while you are waiting and send to you official correspondences. Thank you.
Thanks, Koffi. So with that, we end.
Thank you very much, Dr. Koffi. Can I request for everyone who is on stage right now to please stay center stage for a photo op? Let's have one with Dr. Koffi. And then we will have another of our moderator and panelists. Can we have one with everyone? Let's have a photo op. Can we move a little bit more forward, please? Thank you for joining them, Dr. Koffi. And may we have another one with our panelists and moderator. Another photo op, please. And can I request for a round of applause from everyone for all those on stage and that great panel. Thank you all so much. And thank you, Nigel, for speaking in Tagalog. We loved hearing all of that. Thank you, sir. And now, ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the final part of this year's program, we are going to move on to a very special and meaningful moment in our conference. This marks the formal transition to the next chapter of the ICN journey. I know you're all excited to find out who will be hosting the 2027 ICN Annual Conference. Where will we gather next year, continuing the shared work, collaboration, and progress that define this network? Are you all ready to find out? Okay, I heard a few responses, so maybe I'll keep you waiting a little bit longer. Let me ask that question again. Are you all ready and excited to find out? Yes, okay. And with that, may we now invite to the stage Mr. Michael Aguinaldo of the Philippine Competition Commission and Ms. Andrea Marvan, ICN Chair, Commission Nacional Antimonopolio, Mexico. Let's give them a warm welcome, please. They have the answer to the question I've been posing to everybody. Here we go.
Oh, good afternoon, everyone. We're supposed to show you a video, but I haven't been cued if it's ready yet. Oh, it's ready? Okay, so before I give my closing remarks, we want to show you a video of the last 3 days. So you'll see yourself there on screen. So please enjoy.
Hello, friends and colleagues. It is a true honor to welcome all of you to the 2026 Annual Conference of the International Competition Network here in the vibrant city of Manila. Welcome.
Let me begin by welcoming you all to the 2026 ICN Annual Conference here in Manila, Philippines. We are honored that Manila has been chosen as the venue for this year's conference, and the Philippine Competition Commission is truly privileged to bring together competition authorities, policymakers, practitioners, and experts from across the globe to reaffirm the enduring value of cross-border cooperation in competition law.
A quarter of a century ago, this network was established with a clear vision to strengthen cooperation among competition authorities and to promote convergence toward global best practices. There have been challenges, but the ICN has thrived through them, and I am confident that we will continue to thrive and evolve.
The ICN Annual Conference is the culmination of many months of dedicated preparation and collaboration. I'd like to thank our distinguished speakers, panelists, and delegates who will share their insights over the coming days. Your participation is what sustains the ICN spirit of dialogue, cooperation, and the exchange of ideas across jurisdictions.
We have built a community, a network that is grounded in trust, in technical rigor, and a shared commitment to open and fair markets.
This is my third conference, but in the short time I have been involved with the ICN, I learned one thing. ICN is not an organization. As the chair mentioned, it's a community. It's the coming together of people with common and shared purposes.
The ICN has now consolidated its position as a unique forum for dialogue, debate, learning, and collective development. Over these 25 years, we have developed tools, recommendations, and analytical frameworks that have become international benchmarks.
Institutions like the ICN play an essential role in this effort. They provide a space where practitioners can build trust before crises arise, compare experiences before enforcement challenges become unmanageable, and develop common approaches while respecting domestic realities. Ultimately, the future of competition policy will depend on how well we navigate the tensions between national priorities and global interdependence, between strategic intervention and competitive discipline, and between fragmentation and cooperation. If we succeed, competition policy can help ensure that innovation remains open, market power remains accountable, and economic opportunity remains within reach for all.
The true value of the ICN lies not only in what we produce together, but in how we engage with each other. So ask questions, share the insights, build connections. This is your network, so please make the most out of it. Thank you to all of you.
Once again, I'd like to thank all of you for taking the time to join us in this year's conference. We are honored to host you here in the Philippines. We aim to please. We look forward to the conversations, ideas, partnerships, and relationships that will emerge over the coming days. Thank you so much. Good morning, mabuhay po kayong lahat, and let the ICN Annual Conference begin. That's what they call the same-day edit. Well, 3-day edit, and anyway. Typically, you see that here in weddings. So this must have been a 3-day wedding. Okay. But again, a shout out and maybe applause to the production team that were behind this. They finished it just in time for this. So I just want to spend my time to thank certain people. A lot of you have come up to me thanking me for this last 3 days. But there are really people you should thank. I'm just the figurehead up here. I'm just the big guy. But then there are people behind the scenes who did a lot of the heavy lifting. I won't be able to name all of them, but I will call some of them. And I hope they're in this room because I want them to come up so you can see who they are and acknowledge them. But let me start first with the offices and not the individuals. There are government agencies that helped us along the way. Department of Tourism, and the Department of Tourism National Capital Region Office. They were very helpful to us. You know, if you had an escort from the airport, some of them were from tourism, some of them were tourism students actually. The Department of Health, you may have noticed, you know, in case, and I hope no one got sick or got injured, but they were there and ready. The Tourism Promotions Board for some of the materials. I think there were some giveaways yesterday. The Intramuros administration for a welcome reception, and for the tour later for those of you who are attending that. Bureau of Immigration for giving us a dedicated lane or allowing us to use it. The Metro Manila Development Authority who handled the traffic and also provided some of your escorts to the welcome reception, which some of you found impressive. Yeah, it seemed like out of a Harrison Ford movie or something, no? The Philippine National Police, they were around to ensure that nothing happened. Someone was asking me during the welcome reception, I was one of the last to leave, and one of my friends was asking me, are all the security yours? I said, no, you know, I don't need that kind of security. But the real reason is they had them there. So, you know, we have all of you guests here. And the City Mayor of Manila, who I also want to thank, said, okay, I'll provide whatever you need. And so without a hesitation, he provided security and other services. The local government of Pasay, which is where we're located, the barangay, which is the smallest political unit here, it's kind of like a very small village. They're in charge also of this area, and we thank them. And the city of Pasay, of course, as I mentioned. And then we have our private partners. A lot of the programs that you witnessed, like the husband and wife team who were singing last night, and the dancers, and the decor of the food, those were provided by events production company, okay, an events managing company, and they were responsible for all that, and their name is Positive Exposure Production, Inc. And also you had the exhibits of goods. Some of you actually bought from them. We had the Total Exhibit and Expo Solutions, Inc. The airport operator, our airport has been privatized, and so we thank the new NAIA Infracorp for allowing our people there to pick you up and assist you. The Manila Marriott, I'm pleasantly surprised. People are telling me the food was very good. And so credit to the Marriott. And Circle Transport Corporation that provided some of the vehicles that we used for transporting you. Now, from the PCC itself, our Communications and Knowledge Management Office, our, specifically the Capacity Building and Advocacy Division that was very instrumental in all these sessions that we did. Of course, my office, my staff were here full-time. The office of our Executive Director, Ken, over there, they were also doing a lot of the heavy lifting. And also our Finance Planning and Management Office, because we did need money and we had to make sure that we're not going to get a negative audit as a result of this. So we had them here to make sure they see what we were spending the money on. So thank you to them. And now there are a lot of individuals who really poured their heart and soul into this. And I can't call all of them because I don't think the stage will hold them. But I'd at least like to call some of them. They were heads of the different committees. Of course, let me start by our overall head, our Executive Director, Ken Tanate. Ken, please come over. Okay, Ken was overall in charge, and we would speak very often, you know, when it came to some decision making, but you know, all the nitty-gritty, you know, the difficult parts, it's him and his team, and I'd like to mention them. My Chief of Staff, actually, who Nigel was able to bamboozle into a skit earlier. Nina Mejia, please. Okay, and someone who I think was an ubiquitous presence throughout, EDCAN's Chief of Staff, Hubert Guamos. Hubert, where are you? He's running. Hubert really was our troubleshooter. You know, anytime someone had an issue or a problem, I'd go to him and say, Hubert, how will you deal with this? I'll take care of it. Okay? That's what Hubert was to this event. He took care of problems and so on. And then for some of the specific committees, I'd like to call protocol and VIP, person who was working with you to arrange that you'd be picked up from the airport. And so you'd have a seamless entry. We can't do Singapore yet. You know, their airport is amazing. We're not at that stage. I hope we get there someday. But in the meantime, we had to do things manually. So I'd like to call Vice Guillermo. Where are you? Okay, she's in hiding. Anyway, she's very shy. So anyway, thank you, Vike. And some of you know some of the people who were there, like Aimee and the rest. So, you know, we thank them. And then for procurement and logistics, we have Ann Alcala. Ann, where are you? Come forward, please. I want them to see who you are. And for the event creatives and production subcommittee, okay, let's wait for Ann so you can see her. Thank you, Ann. We have Aislinn Manuel. Aislinn or Aislinn, where are you? Are you here? Is that her running? Why are you all running? Well, they're running because they're working, actually, while we're doing this. So, come on, Aislinn. Yeah, everyone's waiting for you. Yeah, so I'm sure you've seen her around. You know, she was very busy. Yeah. Thank you, Aislinn. And then the registration. You know, you come in, you register there. They have this whole setup. Lysel Varias. Lysel, are you around? She's actually fixing outside, so. But Lysel, we recognize you. And last but not the least, of course, there are a lot of people who work for them, and please give them a round of applause. Some of them are here. I just can't pull them up here, you know. Andrea might look at me strange if I bring them all up here. So, but the last two that I want to mention, these are the ladies who did the heavy lifting. And they're the ones that I was very worried about, that they might have a nervous breakdown or what, because they really carried a big part of the load. Please come on stage, Ina Mangilin and Charmaine Escueta. Okay, this is Charms. And coming over here is Ina. So just to let you know, Ina was a winner yesterday at the World Bank thing. So, you know, she's not just good at organizing. There is a lot of substance to her as well. So I just want you to recognize this, and the team, they're the ones you should thank, because they use their blood, sweat, and tears to make sure that you have a great conference, everything's convenient, and hopefully meaningful and memorable. Okay, so with that, again, I have to thank you for coming all the way over here. It's a very challenging moment in the world right now. But the fact that you were able to come here, beyond our expectations as to the number, I think we have something like 290 of you coming from abroad. And we weren't expecting that many given all these challenges, but we are so thankful. We hope you had a great conference. We hope everything went fine, and you still some have some activities. But please be sure that you are all in our hearts. And we're very thankful that you came here and had a good time. So maraming salamat po.
Okay, I'll be very brief because we're running a little bit late, and there's not so much to say, except, dear friends, we have come to the closure of the 25th ICN Annual Conference, so let me just thank again our wonderful host, the Philippine Competition Commission, especially Chair Mike and his entire team. Yeah. You got a standing ovation. Well deserved. I am thankful that the video didn't show me dancing and but again, I will be very short, but thank you so much. From the moment we stepped our first foot out of the airplane, the hospitality, the attention, everywhere we looked, we were taken perfectly care about, and you didn't make us feel like we were in a convention center. We felt like we were inside Manila and we were living Manila. So that accomplishment is amazing, and it is all due to you, to your wonderful leadership, and to the entire team that helped all through you. So thank you. Over the past 3 days, this conference has definitely reminded us why ICN matters. For 25 years, the ICN has brought together competition authorities from around the world, not because we're identical, but because we have a common belief. Open, fair, and competitive markets create opportunities, strengthen economies, and improve people's lives. We did not have easy conversations here, and we were not expected to have these easy conversations. We did not all agree on everything, but this is exactly what the ICN at its core is, to bring together people with different perspectives, with different views, and to have respectful, meaningful conversations that will turn into experiences and that we can bring back home to help us live and to help us contribute to our missions agency, which is basically helping consumers. Following this idea, I would also like to recognize an important development in the ICN itself, which is the continued renewal and diversification of our leadership. So this week, we welcomed the new working group co-chairs who will guide the next phase of our work. Their appointment reflects not only continuity, but also the diversity of perspectives within this network. Here on the screen, you can see who will be the co-chairs for the next ICN year of each working group. So here's for the advocacy working group, for the agency effectiveness working group, for the cartel working groups, for the merger working groups, for the unilateral conduct working group, etc. I thank each and every one of these agencies because this implies a huge commitment and a huge amount of work to contribute to our main mission. So thank you and welcome to all of the co-chairs. We're excited to see which ICN products and works that we will have this year. So as I mentioned, in the 25th anniversary plenary session, we may not have a crystal ball to predict every change that lies ahead in the future for the ICN and the competition world, but we have something far more valuable, which is the collective experience and commitment represented in this very room. This gives me confidence that the ICN will remain a place where every member can help shape the future of competition policy in their country, but also to contribute around the world. Let me again finish by expressing my sincere gratitude to the PCC, once again. Their passion, their generosity, we all felt it, and I think you made a memorable ICN conference. And as we conclude our time in the Philippines, we also look ahead with great anticipation with the next chapter of our shared work. And for that, I am very pleased to announce, drumroll, the host of the 2027 ICN Annual Conference, which next year will gather under the leadership of the Portugal's Competition Authority. So for that, I welcome Nuno to the stage. You can hand it over. Mike, you're free. Yes, Nuno, the floor is absolutely yours. But before, I just want to say that Portugal is a big ally of the ICN. Portugal and Nuno personally, with his team, have shown a huge compromise to the ICN. And for that, we are very excited to be next year. And we hope to see all of you next year in Portugal. Nuno, please, the floor is yours.
Well, esteemed colleagues and friends, you were supposed to make a surprise face, so nobody's surprised. It's weird because last year I did a surprise face in Edinburgh, although I already knew that it was the Philippines. So this is becoming to be the worst kept secret in the ICN world, because everyone knows in advance. Well, let me start by thanking Michele and his team at the Philippines Competition Commission for the excellent organization, the warm hospitality, and the inspiring discussions. Really, Manila has raised the bar and possibly hidden the ladder. So please join me in the round of applause again to Michele and his team. In fact, and at this moment, I think that following this amazing ICN, I had three options. The first would be to propose the Philippines to be the permanent host of the ICN annual meeting. But Michele told me that he would not accept, and he would quit. So the second option would be to pass on to another authority, or not to pass on to consumers, but to another authority. But here, Andrea didn't allow me and told me that I had committed already. So then my team told me that I should keep calm and carry on. So I believe in the capacity of my amazing team to organize next year ICN annual meeting. So I feel like I'm in the Olympics. Yes, it's true. Portugal will organize next year ICN annual meeting. And I have the pleasure and the honor to tell you that we will be hosted in Lisbon, more precisely in Estoril, which is a small village just outside the city that is close enough to claim Lisbon, but it's far enough to enjoy the ocean breeze. So let me tell you a little bit about the Estoril history, because Estoril is not just a scenic, it has a past worth of a thriller. Estoril, and you have to remind that Portugal was neutral during the Second World War, so because of that, Estoril was a hub of spies, intrigue, and quiet diplomacy. In fact, Ian Fleming lived in Estoril, got inspired by Estoril to write the 007 books. And also a film of 007 on Her Majesty's Secret Service was filmed in Estoril. But be reassured, you won't need to have a tuxedo there, so it will be a very relaxed ICN meeting. Nevertheless, Estoril has been called the Portuguese Riviera, as it's just a short drive from Lisbon overlooking the Atlantic. And Estoril was also famous because it has a Formula One Grand Prix in the past, in the 80s and in the 90s. So you should prepare yourself to be in the pole position of the World Competition Conferences. And a little bit of the Portuguese history. You have to, I will tell you a small story about us in Portugal. In the 15th and in the 16th century, Portugal ruled the world. I think we are very proud of our history. And by then we were ruling the world, but the Spanish were always running after us, so they thought that they were also ruling the world. So what we did with the Spanish in 1496 is that we decided to split the world in two. This is a real story. So we did the Tordesillas Treaty, and Kani, you're here to recognize that, and we decided to split the world in two. But the Portuguese took the best part. So we stayed with the maritime route to India because of the spices, and we stayed with the Philippines, actually. But then a few years after, the Spanish took the Philippines. I know why now. I think we should have stayed with the Philippines instead. But yes, so this was 5 centuries ago, but 5 centuries have gone, and here we are now. And Portugal now is no longer trying to divide the world, but to unite the world. So we are now trying to unite the world and the Portuguese authority by bringing the ICN community to Portugal in order to keep our work together and keep us inspired to have more fair, open, and contestable markets. So once again, the ICN annual conference remains the true ex libris of the global competition encounters. I would call it really the Formula One Grand Prix of the competition conferences worldwide. So the Portuguese Competition Authority is committed, as always, to promote an open and constructive dialogue with its peers. And in this context, and in my capacity as ICN Vice Chair and the President of the Portuguese Authority, ADC, it's a great honor to welcome this major event once again in Portugal. And you have to remind that 10 years ago, we are there received in Oporto an ICN event which still is in the memories of many people that are here in this room. And Estoril will be the perfect setting. It practically breeds competition with its Formula One heritage. So start your engines, prepare yourselves, put yourself in pole position, and follow once again the route of the Portuguese sailors, this time from Manila to Lisbon, to join us and save the dates between the 18th and the 21st of May 2027 for the ICN annual conference in Estoril. But first, I have a short video. I also have a video to show you, like you, Michele. No spoilers, but I hope that it increases your willingness to attend, because we really did our best efforts in this video. It took a lot of work from my team to do this video. So again, thank you so much. I very much look forward to welcome you in Estoril in 2027, which is near Lisbon. So don't get confused, because you're going to see the video, which is about Lisbon and Estoril, same airport, very, very close, so no worries. And I hope to see you in Estoril, where we'll have the time to continue this conversation. And so let's look at the video, and thank you once again for joining us in Lisbon in 2027.
In a world in constant transformation, we remain connected across continents, across time, through dialogue. Every year, this global network comes together. In 2027, it comes to Lisbon, a city between continents where tradition and innovation meet, a place shaped by movement, by ideas, by exchange, where dialogue takes form. Different rhythms coexist, one shared direction. As a proud member of the ICN, Portugal is honored to host the annual conference.
Dear ICN members, dear friends, welcome to the headquarters of the ADC, where we work to ensure that markets remain open, fair, and contestable. This is where we engage with colleagues from around the globe, where preparations for the ICN 2027 annual conference are underway. Next year, the Global Competition Dialogue will find a new home, this time in the wonderful city of Lisbon. We will give stage to global convergence, shaping the future of competition, our future. As hosts, we invite you to experience our country, connect with our people, and join in constructive exchanges, advancing our shared efforts to promote competition and strengthen international cooperation. So see you in Lisbon in 2027.
On the edge of Lisbon, along the Atlantic, Estoril defines the Portuguese coast, a natural meeting point between Europe and the ocean. We look forward to welcoming you.
Once again, congratulations to our host for the 2027 ICN Annual Conference. Another round of applause, please. And we are truly excited for what lies ahead, and we look forward to another year of meaningful conversations, collaboration, and continued progress for our global competition community. And now, as we come to the close of the International Competition Network Annual Conference 2026, allow me to extend our deepest gratitude to every single one of you. A round of applause for yourselves, please. For this beautiful gathering of like minds. Over the past 4 days, we have brought together an exceptional community of competition authorities, policymakers, experts, and partners from across the world, sharing insights, exchanging experiences, and strengthening our collective commitment to fair and competitive markets. From discussions on digital transformation to exploring agency capacity, effectiveness, and tools, and ultimately to how we translate these into real-world implementation, this conference has been a powerful reminder of what we can achieve when we come together with a shared purpose. More than the sessions, it is the connections that we have built the ideas that we have sparked, and the collaborations we have strengthened that will continue to resonate long after today. Before we officially conclude, just a quick reminder for the members of the steering group, your lunch meeting will commence in a bit, or right after this. It will be at the 3rd floor VIP East boardroom. Once again, that's the steering group. Kindly accomplish the event evaluation form. Evaluation form may be accessed through the annual conference website and the mobile app. Your feedback is highly valuable and will greatly improve future ICN events. We would love to hear from you. Again, to all of the delegates joining the cultural tour, please claim your shirt at the registration area before departure, and please don that for the cultural tour. Assembly time at the Marriott Grand Ballroom lobby is at 1:45 sharp. 45 minutes from now. Wear your cultural tour shirt as well as your ID badge. Pack light and bring water tumblers. Comfortable shoes are highly recommended. You may also bring your abanico or your portable fan. That's the local fan. A cap, an umbrella, towel, tissues or wipes, and alcohol. Light snacks, alcohol for disinfection. Not any other kind of alcohol, just in case we still have a hangover from last night. And light snacks will be provided during the tour. And with that, it has been my absolute pleasure and honor being your host the last 2 days. My name is Jelly Victor. Thank you so much. Thank you for being part of the ICN Annual Conference 2026. Please enjoy a well-deserved lunch, and we can't wait for you to experience our cultural tour. Have a wonderful day and safe travels abroad. Good afternoon, everyone.